I poured water directly into my new iPhone 17 Pro. Is that a waterproof test or something else entirely? Actually, these incredible shots are created using Google's new Nano Banana model. And today I'm going to show you how to use this amazing AI to create your own professional looking content on N8N. No code needed. This isn't just any image generation tool. Trust me, this one's a game changer. It's known for its incredible photo editing skills and its ability to keep things super consistent. Think of it as a Photoshop but without any learning curve. I'm gonna show you how to set up a workflow from scratch, including pre-processing, making API code to the Nano Banana model, and post-processing your output to get it ready for your e-commerce shop or next ad campaign. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about how to master the secret sauce using our well-tested prompts with our exclusive tips for a natural-looking image. So let's try executing the flow. I can upload, for example, an image of iPhone 17 with an unrelated background, and then I'll input a prompt that I pre-generated, which I'll talk about later. You can see it begins with pre-processing, where the input is encoded and structured into a proper request. And that request is then sent to an image generation API, whose response is post-processed by extracting the image data and converting it into an output file. So when you take a look at the input, you're gonna see two images uploaded. One is a hand under pouring water, and the other one is iPhone 17 Pro taken from the release event a few days ago. And the generated output becomes the hand holding iPhone 17 Pro under pouring water. And you can see the result is actually really good, as the model knows how to inverse look from different angles and then just kind of rotate the product and then place it into the scene really nicely. And this model basically understands the shape of the product and what's the design of this iPhone. And the design and texture all stay the same, and the consistency is actually pretty good. We'll actually be dropping more complex workflows in the next video, so don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any new releases from us. So let's start building the workflow from scratch. The first node we're gonna need is called onForm submission. And it basically tells the model what you want to provide and integrate into the next step. Let's give it a title and then add the first element. The first element we're gonna need is the images of the file type. And don't forget to allow multiple, because we're gonna need two images. And next is prompt, which are some text, of course. And so we finished creating the first node, that's it. My second node would be a code node, where I'm pasting in some piece of code which takes in any file you upload through the form and turns it into a base64 string, which is just a way of representing the file as text so it can be sent safely over the internet. And in the end, it gives back that list, so the next step in the workflow knows exactly what files are there and how to use them. These codes might look intimidating if you're not a programmer, but don't worry, you don't need to touch a single line. I'll be sharing the entire workflow in our Discord community, so you can just download it and start using it right away. And after that, we're gonna need a split out node, which is like taking a stack of files and laying them out one by one. As previously, we sort of put all of the images into a single field, but we want to handle them separately, so the next step can handle each file individually instead of a bunch together. So the last node I'm gonna need for our pre-processing stage is also a code node. I'm gonna call it construct request. This node basically builds the actual message we want to send to AI. It grabs your text prompt, adds each encoded image as base64 text, and neatly packs everything into a format that AI understands, which is the form of request body with predefined headers. So it's basically preparing the package that tells AI, here's my prompt, here are my images, and now please generate something for me. And again, don't worry about the code part, we're gonna just provide it directly. Then we move on to the HTTP request node, where we actually send the preprocessed body to our model endpoint. And the easy trick here is that instead of filling in each field directly, I'm gonna import the default setting from the curl. And to get that, we'll head over to the OpenRouter webpage. I'll be pasting the link in the description down below, and this is essentially the hub that integrates different kind of AI models, so you can use a single interface to access a bunch of different models. And here we're trying to use OpenRouter to access our Gemini Nano Banana model. You'll see the search bar here, and if you type Gemini, you'll see the first one, Gemini 2.5 Flash Image Preview. This is exactly what we want. And the price here, as you can see, is somehow similar to GPT-5 Mini at this point. If you scroll down here, this is a template for how you can call this model. And what we need is the curl type. So if you click it, this is what you'll see. It's basically the request body we're trying to construct in this node. And what we need to do is to copy this and paste it back. And it will just automatically set all these necessary fields for you. And a small thing after that is to modify the authentication part. We want the predefined credential type and select OpenRouter. Similarly to what we did in the last video, we'll need to create our own credential. And the way to retrieve the API key is fairly simple. You just need to have an account set up on OpenRouter and click on your profile, choose keys, and create an API key. And you'll get the key to put back into the credential field. And the final step you're going to do for this node is to delete the pre-existing JSON request body and then replace it with the actual JSON request body that's already pre-processed. And that's it for this node. And after executing this, you're going to see you got some response from the Nano Banana model with some URL that you're going to post-process in the next step. So in the post-processing step, we want to make sure the image URL we got from the Nano Banana model is understandable. So we firstly need an edit field node for it. And in this step, what we want to do is to remove the prefix and only keep the body of the image data URL, which is of our interest. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. As you can see, we have prefix and those base body. And the first thing I'm gonna do here is to capture the base by dragging the whole URL in and separate them with a comma. And I'm getting the letter part, so it's denoted by 1. So you can see the output perfectly reflects what I selected to be the base. And of course, in a similar way we can do for getting the prefix, although we don't need that. We can drag the URL in again, separate them with a semicolon in this case, and get the former part, which is denoted by 0. So this is basically how we extract the data of our interest in this step. So here comes our very last easy node. We successfully got our base64 string from the final part, so we need to add a node which is convert to file, specifically to convert the base64 format into a binary file that Windows can actually display for you. So we do have the base to be used, and then we can click execute. And here we go. Here is the generated output that we are looking for, which is really nice. You can even download that to your machine. So everything looks perfect, but when you take a second look at the output, you'll notice something really strange. The generated picture in this iteration looks more like iPhone 16, although we indeed uploaded 17 at the first place. So this little mistake highlights how crucial prompt engineering is. Now, this is the most important part of the entire workflow. We spend a lot of time testing different prompts to get the best results from Nano Banana, and if you get the prompt right, everything else is a breeze. But if you get it wrong, you'll be left with unsatisfying images that don't look natural at all. Here are some few key principles we learned through a lot of trial and errors. Firstly, be specific but not generic. Don't use a general term for an item in this prompt. The model is so good at seeing exactly what you upload, so you want to guide it using terms like the uploaded product or something like that, not a broad term like iPhone. Secondly, emphasize consistency. It is crucial to stress that you want to keep a high consistency and sense of nature in the final output. This tells the models to focus on making the object look like it truly belongs in the new scene. Lastly, don't get stuck on one bad result. It's possible that the model just had a bad performance in one instance, So it's always worth trying a few different prompts or variations if your first attempt isn't perfect. And as I said, we're going to share the entire workflow, including the exact prompt that we're using, in our Discord community. So you can find the link down below, so don't forget to check it out. So I think that's probably everything that I wanted to share with you today, and I hope you like it. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.